Welcome back to Two for Classics, a classic movie review podcast. My name is Anna.
And I'm Sam.
And we are doing part 2 of 12 Angry Men. So hope that you watched the movie and enjoyed it as much as we did, because we are going to talk about everything today, about the entire movie. So spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah.
And if not, stay anyway and, just go listen to our podcast and hopefully you enjoy.
Maybe even if we spoil it for you and you weren't interested before, maybe you'll be interested now.
Yes.
Because there's some shenanigans that go on.
Yeah, I would say still, after you listen to all the spoilers, go and watch the movie. It's really good. It's a really good movie. Okay. So let's move on.
So speaking of spoilers, I'm about to spoil the entire thing. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the whole movie, and then we'll move forward. So here's the rundown. We have our 12 jurors voting for guilty, not guilty on a murder trial of a young 18-year-old man who will go to the electric chair if they do vote guilty. So it's a pretty serious thing that they're talking about. So they do an initial vote after they all kind of walk in all happy. And there's only one person that says not guilty. They need to do a 12 unanimous vote to give a verdict. Okay? So he's holding them up. And this is juror number 8. They have no names, just numbers. And you'll learn them quickly when you watch the movie. They're sitting around a table. It makes it easier. So the movie, essentially, we go through watching juror 8 slowly convince these people that they are not definitively sure that the young man is not guilty. Or guilty, I should say.
Yes.
And that's what he always says. He has to be...
He says, I'm not sure.
He says, I'm not sure. He never says that he believes that the kid is not guilty.
Or guilty. He just says that he's not sure.
He says that he's not sure.
That they need to look at the evidence.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Which is what his argument is the entire time, which is smart.
Yes, because that's exactly what they are there for.
Yeah. And even the judge at the beginning of the movie tells him, you have to be, definitively sure that this man is guilty. And you will bring me a guilty
or not
guilty verdict, depending on that. So they go through 6 votes with a couple of people changing their vote in between.
Yes.
But eventually we do get to the end where he convinces them all enough that they are not 100% sure he committed the crime himself, and they vote not guilty.
Yes.
12-0.
But in the process,
they go through a lot of different personalities.
Yeah, because 12 men, 12 different personalities. I mean, this is a recipe for clash. This is a recipe for arguments. This is a recipe for people really getting on each other's nerves after they've been there for hours and hours. It's hot. So the director was really good about setting a scene where, it's not a comfortable room. It's the weather. It's really humid.
They make a point of, at the very beginning, saying that it's humid. It's not just hot. It's humid hot. And they're in this tiny room. Apparently, the fan doesn't work.
Yes.
They're tired. They want to go. They've been, I think, deliberating for a while now because they've gone through the whole trial.
Yeah.
They just want to do on their own
They just want to, yeah.
People have plans. Juror 7 has a baseball game. Some other people... the one guy's looking at the brokerage, numbers, and then
because they're all either businessmen. They have
they have their lives.
They have their families to go to. And I think one of them talks about it was juror 3, the angry one.
He has a business.
Yeah, he has a business, and I think they all want to leave.
They all want to leave.
And even juror number 8 wants to leave also, but he wants to do the right thing. He wants to talk about the case to make sure that they discussed everything and that there is, there's no doubt pretty much. So there's one part in this movie that I started laughing because at one point I mean, here's your number 8, really being passionate about the whole thing and asking them to please really look at everything.
Or at least give it some time.
Yes. And at one point, 2 of the jurors, they're like, oh, this guy, right? And so he's talking and they start playing tic-tac-toe.
Oh, yeah, at the end of the table. So you're talking about juror 3 and I believe it's 12.
Yes.
The marketing guy.
Yeah.
And number 1 and 2 are kind of what they're watching.
They're watching them.
And also, I think number 10 is also watching him. And they're playing tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
And they're not paying
They're
attention.
not paying attention. And he gets mad. He grabs his paper. Like, take it serious.
He grabs the paper, crumples it up, and says, "This is not a game."
Yeah. Which is, I mean, this is a person's life. I mean, he really goes at
He's
them.
right.
He's right.
But it's still funny.
Because if it was you, you wouldn't want the jurors to start playing tic-tac-toe. You want them to discuss the case, to take it serious. Though I thought it was pretty hilarious. Okay, so remember I told you about the foreman?
The foreman,
Okay.
yes. He keeps everything in order.
I thought that was his job.
That is his job, as the foreman.
No,
to kind of keep order.
But then juror number 8 takes over that.
Well, no, juror number 8 is just kind of leading the charge of we should give it some time.
Shouldn't have been the foreman who should have said, listen, let's look at everything.
He's just in charge of keeping order. He doesn't necessarily have
Which at one point he loses it.
He loses it at one point, but I think he kind of gets it back. And
So if you saw the movie or if you're going to see it, my favorite juror is, what was this one?
we can talk about that. Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite juror?
Juror number 2.
The meek one. The one with the voice. I feel kind of bad because you pointed something out to me.
Yeah.
We were discussing about his voice. It's very high pitched. And
juror number 2.
we found out that the actor was in a couple things, and one of them you said, oh, he was in Winnie the Pooh, and I made the joke of, oh, was he Piglet?
He was in fact Piglet, so we looked it up. So juror number 2 is a man of about, I'm going to say, late 30s.
They're all kind of, with the exception, I think, of 2 people, with the older man that was juror number 9.
Is the oldest.
The oldest. And then the next to him, juror 10.
Yes.
I think they're all kind of ranging between
40 and 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But juror number 2, which is he's about 40. He's kind of, he looks very meek, very, in the beginning, very calm and quiet. And he has this very high pitch voice.
Which is deceiving because he actually has a couple of good points.
No, he does.
And
very
he's not
smart.
a pushover.
No, he's not. So you're looking at him in the beginning, the way he's talking in his mannerism, and you're thinking, oh, this guy's a pushover. They're gonna walk all over him. But then
he stands up for himself.
He stands up for himself.
In his own way. But I almost want to say that he was just done with that one juror, with juror 10, because that's when he started on his rant.
Who was out of patience? Number 2?
That he asked 10, asked 2 for a cough drop, because he's the one that has the summer cold.
So throughout the entire movie, the juror number 2, the one with the meek personality,
he offers people.
He offers people cough drops.
He's got like a little box.
Yeah, he keeps going to his coat and grabbing this box.
Mm-hmm.
But some people say no, some people say yes. But almost at the very end, right?
Yes.
Juror number
10,
which has been rude to everybody.
Especially the old man.
He has been rude. He turns to juror number 2 and says, may I have a cough drop?
Do you have any more cough drops?
Yeah.
Like that?
And he almost takes glee in saying, no, I'm out.
He says there's no more cough drops. But he's very kind of to the point.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost want to say that he meant something like, I'm out of patience.
Exactly. You're right. Like, I'm done with you. And you're not getting a cough drop and you're not, that's it. We're done with you. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yes, the room is sweltering. They don't have air conditioning. This is an old
they're hungry.
Oh, they're hungry because they think the comment is made that, oh, we're going to be here through dinner.
Uh-huh.
And someone says, no, we're not going to order dinner. We're not going to be here that long.
That's right. Yeah.
So they think initially they're going to be out of there real quick. And it doesn't end up that way. It ends up getting dark. At one point, it starts storming, and it gets progressively worse. Their condition in the room it's progressing worse.
Yes, that's true. They get angrier, and more impatient with one another.
So one of the biggest things is, was it difficult or not to bring your own prejudices as a juror? And I think that was kind of the main reason why they were all angry, because they're so different in the way that they think and in their morals and the way they were brought up. 12 men from different walks of life having to come together and discuss something so important and give their opinion.
I personally think it's just so difficult not to bring your own experiences, your own prejudices. I mean, you are directed to do so. You are directed to just focus on that, to not, but as a human, I mean, how you leave him at the door and how?
It's very difficult.
It's very difficult.
And we see it. We see it through the movie. And I think they do a very good job of having everyone really, I think with the exception of 2 people, which is
2 jurors,
Juror 7, who kind of at the end of the day, he makes a decision to just go with the pack, and they're telling him, no, make a choice on your own merits.
Right. Like at one point, he's like, I'm just going to vote not guilty, because then everybody, the room starts to turn where the jurors start to see the case, they all get into the case, and they really start to look at the evidence, and then they start to change their mind from guilty to not guilty. And at one point, juror number 7, who was never invested to begin with, says, you know what?
Fine.
If this is what's going to get us out of this room, I'll vote.
And it's number 11
that confronts him.
The watchmaker that confronts him and says, no, vote based on what you think is correct, not based on you wanting to. He says, don't vote based because you have some sports tickets burning a hole in your pocket.
Yeah, like you want to get out of here.
Yeah. And he still doesn't, he still kind of says, I'm voting this way because I'm voting this way.
Yeah.
He really won't give an opinion.
No, he won't.
The other person,
you would just mention juror number 11.
That's 12. We have the film on in the background here.
So the one that is the
watchmaker is 11.
Yeah. So juror number 11
has a heavy accent.
I think he's from Russia, somewhere from
somewhere. I can't tell, but he's very smart.
Yeah. And he is being rude, or the ones that are being obnoxious or just acting in ignorant manner. He starts confronting them with facts, with common sense. Yeah, he's the one that tells 7, don't just vote because you want to get out of here. You really have to.
Let me see when he,
because a man's life depends on this.
He says that too. Yeah. So he agrees, but in the beginning he also voted. He changes his mind. And the third vote.
Yeah, the juror number 11
the watchmaker.
Yeah. He's my second favorite.
He's just, I like him. I think he's up there.
I would love to have, if I ever went to trial, if I ever was on trial, I would want someone like him to be, in the jury room, because he would really get people thinking, let's think about this. But I think juror number 8 started the whole wave.
Of course.
And then, from then on it took off.
We have, but what I was saying is juror 7. He's the one that he voted based on trying to leave. And the other person that I don't really think, even at the very end, wasn't invested, was the most bland character, which is juror number 12, the marketing guy. He didn't really do much other than like the tic-tac-toe thing. And at one point he kind of helps with the demonstration. He flips-flops.
Yeah, that's true.
Back and forth at the end there. But he doesn't really get involved. He's just there to be there.
Yeah. But I think that at the end, all of them do get to really talk about the case and really discuss every detail. And I think they try to be as fair as they can.
But they have to fight to get there.
We see one of them, which is juror number 3, that he just couldn't leave his own experiences and prejudices behind.
That's really what it is. It had nothing to do with the case. It had everything to do with...
Yeah, so juror number 3, we find out, right, that he
himself has
trouble with his own
son.
And he talks a little bit about it, and he even has a picture in his wallet.
And at the end, he's just so frustrated. He starts ripping it up.
Yeah, so because they confront him like, why, if we have gone over the evidence
Yeah.
and we've shown you that this child couldn't possibly be guilty.
Or at least we're not definitively sure.
Yeah, you are still keep saying that he's guilty, and then we realize that he wasn't even looking at the evidence. Mm-mm. He was going by his own experience in his life that he has.
He's angry at his son, and he was taking it.
Yeah, and so he kind of wants to take it out on this kid, almost. And so there's this big scene at the end where he gets, because they confront him with that. So worked up, he takes out the wallet and takes out the picture of him and his son, and he rips it.
And he's talking. It's this whole impassioned kind of speech, very angry speech, and they're all standing around or sitting around watching him. And even when he starts asking them questions, nobody's
answering because they know where he's coming from. They know he's angry.
They don't at least know where they're coming from. But I think they're kind of just letting him. There's nothing they can say.
No, I think they are allowing him to get it out.
Yeah, like get it out.
Get it out. Just say how you really feel.
Yeah.
This is not about the kid on trial. Mm-hmm. This is about you and your son. Mm-hmm. And when he rips the picture in the end,
he starts crying.
And he confronts that.
Yeah.
He's like, he doesn't say it, but they all know and he knows it.
And then
he realizes that it's not about the kid on trial.
So he's the last person to vote not guilty.
Yeah.
And juror 8, who they've been butting heads from the beginning.
Yes, juror 8 and number 3 have been at each other's throats since the beginning.
He shows them a grace, so much grace at the end.
Yes,
because they all, when he says not guilty, and he's pretty much
the last one
crying a little bit, is on sitting down in a chair. Everyone starts to grab their coats because they have to go back to the jury room or the court to give their verdict, right? Number 8 comes over, grabs his coat from the little closet, walks over to him, helps him put it on, and walks with him out the door.
Yeah. Even though juror 8 and 3 have been...
Yeah, he doesn't
have been at each other through the entire movie. In the very end, you're right, number 8 shows him grace, like, we did the job we were supposed to do. It's okay, let's move on with our lives.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great way of finishing the whole thing.
Absolutely.
So in the end, it's a not guilty verdict.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. We encourage you to really watch the movie because how they get there, it's really, really, really good. And we have some questions for each other.
Yeah. Who did you dislike the most? And we're not talking about who was your most liked. We kind of went into this. Who was your most liked and disliked juror here?
My most liked was juror number 11.
The watchmaker.
Yes.
Okay. I can see that.
Yes.
What about...
It's just his common sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about disliked here?
It was definitely 7. Like, I wouldn't want to have...
We call him the bookie.
We call him the bookie.
We nickname him because they don't have...
Because we don't... He does a little bit of it. Does all these jobs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's also a salesman, he says. He's a salesman,
He's kind of a salesman. It's not really sure.
Yeah.
Because he mumbles that.
Yeah. So the reason is because I think that unlike everyone else, at the very end, I don't think he never cared to really look at the evidence. No. He just decided to, I'm going to just vote because I just want to get out of here.
Yeah, like we said.
I think that's why I didn't like his personality, because I wouldn't want to have someone like him
on the jury
deciding on my life.
Okay.
How about you?
You know exactly who my favorite is.
Who's your favorite?
Number 4.
Why?
Number 4 is the broker. He's on Wall Street, supposedly.
Yes.
And he's just so analytical. And he's one of the last 3 to vote, to still say guilty. And the reason why is because he says, I still think he's guilty because based on the facts and based on the facts that were given in the courtroom. And he's willing to talk it out with number 8. So,
that's true.
So when they disprove his arguments, then he says, not guilty. But he really is.
He's willing to listen.
He's really willing to listen. But he's willing to listen only to common sense and
That's true.
facts.
That's true.
And that's
Facts.
why I like him.
Okay, so who was your most dislike and why?
Oh man, I think my least favorite is is a little mean. Is number 6. I think he's like a contractor or
Yeah.
something. He's just boring. Him and 4. No, him and 5, sorry. Him and 5 are the most, they don't really contribute. They make commentary, right? They have some things in their past that helps with the evidence. But for the most part, they don't really contribute much. Them, 4, 5, and 12.
So 6 is also...
Sorry, 5,
Figure-
6, and 12.
Yes, they don't really...
They're just there.
But you're right, I think 6... But 6 was very nice with the old man. Remember he helped him
He
with-
stands up for him.
Yeah.
at
So
one
6
point.
has got really good manners.
We told
And he
the polite
stands
one.
up. Yeah, because he's very polite. Because I think at one point, juror number...
10.
Juror number 3 goes at juror number
9.
nine.
The older man.
the older man, and juror number 6 says, stands in between. Says,
Oh, yeah.
If you do something to him, you're gonna have to take it up with me.
He says, oh gosh. He says something along the lines of, if you speak to him like that again, I'm gonna lay you out.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So he kind of defends the old man. Yeah.
Okay, so if I really have to pick one, I'll pick 12 just because he's just really contributed nothing
Okay.
to anything
Okay.
here.
All right. Any other questions?
Yes, I think one of the most important ones for us. Oh, actually, 2. Who do you see yourself as?
Oh. I saw myself as number...
It doesn't necessarily have to be any one character. You could have personalities from different ones.
I would say number 11.
I could see that. I could kind of see that.
No, I'm being too arrogant. Huh? Okay, I'm gonna say the foreman, number 1. Number 1. I think he started to do a good
With
job.
your organization skills.
No, I think number 1 did a good job as far as keeping everybody calm. But I think that he could have done a little bit of what number 8 did.
I would actually argue that you have a little bit of 11 and 8.
Oh,
Because I think that that's always been your personality, where you want to give something a chance. You don't want to just knock it down so quickly, and you want to give people the benefit. I think you do have that in you, and you also common sense, and you have manners. Like,
well, thank you. That's
Like
very
number-
kind of you. For me, you would be number 4.
well,
Yeah, it was number 4.
in a way that I'm a little more calculating.
He's very smart, but he's also not going to be just.
He's a little cold.
He doesn't
He's
accept
a little cold.
just, oh, you got to do this. He has to say, why do you want me to do this? He's not just going to accept something. He needs to know why, and then he'll make a decision.
He doesn't get peer pressure.
No, he doesn't get
Like the
pressure. He
others.
doesn't get bullied or pushed.
No.
And also, he's not loud and doesn't want to make himself like, oh, I'm here,
No.
There's no arrogance about him. He's just like, I know who I am. He's very confident.
Mhm.
If you notice, he never said anything mean or rude to anybody.
The only time he ever says something that's kind of not to do with the case is when number 10, which is he's just got a lot of prejudices coming in.
Yes, he does.
He goes on this whole
He's a little bit of a bigot, number 10.
Yes.
Yeah.
He goes on this whole bigot rant, and there's a great scene where they all kind of walk away and they're not paying attention to him, and the only one listening to him still at the table is number 4. And he's trying to get him to agree with him that this kid is guilty based on the fact of where he comes from and who he is.
Yeah, because number 10 is very racist.
Pretty
And
much.
he just decides like
He's guilty.
The child is guilty because of his race.
His
upbringing.
His upbringing, because it has to do a lot
So
of
it's a
work.
little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
But he's a little bit of a bigot.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So he's not.
Listen.
He didn't vote guilty because he thought he was guilty because of the evidence. He voted because of his prejudices.
Yeah.
Yes.
So at the end of the rant, and number 4 is saying,
So 10 goes on a rant.
Yuzan goes on a rant,
and everybody-
4, at the end of that, tells him pretty much, sit down, shut up and don't speak again or something like that.
Yeah, which
is the only thing that he
said.
really says that doesn't have to do with the case.
But he wasn't being rude to him. He was just telling him that we're done with you.
Yeah, he was the voice of reason.
Yes.
And I think that was... Oof.
Yeah.
He pretty much doesn't speak.
I think everybody did. Even the ones that didn't say much.
No,
were
what
they
did 12? What did 12 do? What did he do?
I think they were there like a buffer. Even the ones that didn't say much, you know.
No,
are you talking about the marketing guy?
The marketing guy, yeah. Because at least 5 talked about his time growing up in a similar neighborhood, and he knew how the knife would have been held in those fights.
Yeah.
And then 6 contributed the fact that he's worked in those neighborhoods, so he understands how loud it is and how you're not going to be able to hear certain stuff. So they did at least contribute something.
And I think the director wanted to get on someone's nerves because the number 10, on top of being racist and a little of a bigot, the entire time he's blowing his nose. He's got this allergy.
He's sick. No, he's sick. He's got a summer cold.
No, he says that he has allergies.
No, he says he's got a cold.
And then at one point starts raining and the water a little bit coming in, right?
They have to close the windows, yeah.
So now it's hot and they have to close the windows.
Oh, but they do turn on the lights and then now they're able to turn on the fan. So at least there's something, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that the kid was guilty?
Yes.
You do? You think he did kill his father?
Yes.
After everything we heard and all that?
Yeah.
Definitively guilty.
No, we're just
based on
okay, so I don't want this to at the end, you know, they did a great job with they did what you're supposed to do. The director showed how this jury system's supposed to be done. You know, even if you don't agree with your neighbor, you still have to look at the evidence. You still have to practice common sense. Mm-hmm. You still have to try and leave your own prejudices outside the jury room.
Yeah.
And use your intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
After all that, and I think I thought that the kid was guilty.
Why? They broke down a lot of the evidence. A lot of the major evidence. So why?
I mean, but this is just a side note because the movie is not about...
No. It's just kind of like what you think.
Yeah.
Why do you think he was?
I think he was guilty because he was tired. He was done.
Because he had the abusive father that was always hitting him.
Yeah.
You think he cracked?
I think he cracked. And also he says a story that he lost his pocket knife.
It fell through a hole in his pocket. And that's why he didn't have it.
And yeah. Like that his time was off. But he said he went to a movie, his time was off. Look, the evidence surely shows that he didn't do it, but...
Well, it doesn't show that he didn't do it. It just shows that it's possible that he didn't do it.
So I see why they voted not guilty because, there was a lot of doubt.
Yeah.
But me, personally,
you think he did
think he did it.
I don't think
he might not do it the way they said, but he did
the father was found with the knife in his chest. But even, I think that was the kind of the thing for me where the way that he was stabbed, it doesn't make sense because the kid was good with a knife. He wouldn't have done it in that manner.
The evidence for sure. So the evidence actually for sure helped the accused.
Yeah.
Because it just didn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, so let's move on.
So what's your rating here?
My rating is 8.
An 8?
Mm-hmm, yeah. I give it an 8.
I have to give this one a 9 because I really like movies that make you think.
For sure.
Like that.
This movie. I think that I gave that an 8 because I think I would have. I shouldn't. I mean, this is a great movie. What am I going to say?
It's a 9 for me. I'll even say a 9.5 and then I'll put a 9.5. Oh no, because of the one scene with the nasty bathroom scene. Number 8 goes to wash his face. And they're using these towels that don't pull off of the
fabric
roller.
Towels, what they used to do before.
The fabric towel, and all it does is that you pull it.
There's a name for that, right?
There is a name for it. We looked it up, and you pull it down, and it kind of just continues to roll through.
Yeah.
And he pulls a little bit, gets a new piece, and then puts his whole face in it. But the problem is that when he puts his face in it, he's also putting his face in part of the old one.
The dirty part.
In the dirty part. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to break out into hives right now. It was gross.
It was gross. I think that I would have liked to have a little bit of reenactment.
Of the towel scene?
No. No, the director would have maybe filmed whereas they're speaking, that the viewer would see reenactment of the murder.
Oh, I actually think this is better because this is more realistic to a jury room. Because when you're in a jury room, you don't get to see
That's
that.
true. But I'm watching the movie, so I'm not to see reenactment. I'm not in the actual jury room.
Well, they reenacted it. Remember, they did the whole scene with dragging the foot.
Number 8 did a really good scene of trying to reenact
the old man.
How long it would take this old man who says that he heard when the body hit the floor, when the argument and then the stabbing and then the body hit the floor, and that he went to look out his door and that he saw this kid running down the stairs, right?
Yeah. And then the worst layout of an apartment I've ever
so
seen.
then they bring out the layout of the apartment, and juror number 8 is trying to act out how long it would have taken this old man to get up from his bedroom, open the door
with a limp
leg, open the door, go down this hallway, open the door, and look out the stairs into the stairway.
Yeah,
right?
there's 2 doors you had to go through.
Yeah, so he's sort of trying to figure out time.
Yeah, so they did. There's your reenactment right there.
Reenactment. I will see the reenactment on the TikTok. This is a fantastic movie.
It really is.
Please see it.
Yeah, even if after hearing us, we cannot give it justice. Though I will say, if you do see the trailer, don't let the very
I didn't think the
over the top music get to you.
Yeah, the trailer was a little bit too much.
It doesn't give you the actual feeling of the movie.
No,
so
I think the trailer was a little bit too much. But anyway,
so that's it for us.
That's it for part 2. Thank you for listening, and I am going to close with a quote by Henry Fonda from his 1981 movie On Golden Pond. He said, "I think we weren't mad. I just thought we didn't like each other."